Hi, hello, it's me, Jamie, Unkempt Snuggle Pepper, and it's May. In Missouri, that means it's tornado season, which is not fun. But, more relevant to today's video, it is also graduation season. That's right, we're going to be talking about what does it mean to be successful as an artist. Is it a degree? Is it a title? Is it the number in your bank account? Well, we'll find out. So all of my friends are posting on their feeds on Facebook how they are getting into robes and hoods, gathering in a basement around a glowing pentagram. Oh no, wrong group of friends, sorry. My friends are in their graduation robes and hoods with a different ceremony where they are getting their degrees. Now, as a music major, a lot of my friends are teachers and they are finishing something like their 8th year of teaching. And if that's elementary music, God bless your soul. I am not doing any of that. I have dropped out of degrees several times and I never finished my master's in musicology or my master's in counseling. I'm also very bad at completing any art classes. So what does it mean to be a successful artist? So I want to start with defining success as an artist by actually giving a music example. 2 of them actually. So in Mr. Holland's Opus, as well as Disney's Soul, spoiler alert, both of the main characters want to achieve something really big in music. Mr. Holland wants to be a composer, and his goal throughout the movie is to complete his composition, his greatest opus. And in Disney's Soul, Joe wants to be a professional jazz musician. He dreams of being on the stage and being able to create music every day. So, in Mr. Holland's Opus, Mr. Holland realizes at the end of the movie that he has touched many students' lives with music. No, it's not that kind of movie. It's very touching. He realizes that he was a great teacher and he had a great impact on his students. Get your minds out of the gutter. So in Disney's Soul, Joe is also a teacher, and rather than realizing that teaching is one of his great callings, I kind of like that the movie left it ambiguous that maybe Joe went on to be a jazz musician. Maybe he continued teaching. But either way, he realized that achieving that singular goal of being a professional jazz musician, once he had achieved it, once he played on that stage, he then felt kind of empty. There was no longer that big goal that he was chasing after, that big dream that he was going for. Now, I want to define success in 2 ways, one being metrics and the other being values. Metrics are great things. They are measurable outcomes that we can use to determine what is and isn't working. For example, being able to sell your art, graduating, getting likes, views, subscriptions, all of those sort of things are metrics. They can be very helpful in the sense that when I post a YouTube video, I know if my click-through rate is really low, I probably don't have a appealing enough thumbnail to get people to click. So when I change my thumbnail, if my click-through rate goes up, that means I had a better thumbnail. The problem comes with metrics in 2 ways. The first way is that similar to Joe in Soul, once we achieve that metric of graduating, getting the dream job, getting married, settling down, all of that stuff, then what? We've achieved our big goal and now we don't know what else to dream about and what to chase after that. The other problem with metrics, and this does exclude that I'm bad at math, is that if we don't achieve those metrics, we consider ourselves a failure. I didn't finish my master's in musicology, so I suck. Well, no, not necessarily. I have many talents and many other things to offer, and there are plenty of other degrees, careers, and other ways that I can find fulfillment. A lot of times you hear the advice that if you create good art, eventually the likes will follow, and no, not necessarily. So rather than using metrics to define success, I would rather use values. Now, that's not to say metrics are useless or we shouldn't pay attention to them, but it can be rather discouraging when we post something on the internet and we don't instantly go viral. We don't want to define ourselves by our metrics, but rather use them as a tool to reach certain goals. And of course, I don't want to downplay those goals. I want to make a full-time income as an artist, and metrics are an important way to do that. However, at the end of the day, it can be very discouraging to find out that your video only got 5 likes after you took all day to make it. There's a lot of aspects of art that can be discouraging, especially how big the internet is. Yes, it's absolutely important as a professional artist to pay attention to metrics, to how well certain art does and what you can do to market better and learn the algorithm better. But we're talking success, and what is success? So personally, I have 3 main values that I like to strive for when I'm determining if I'm successful. I value creativity, expression, and knowledge. So creativity is pretty all-encompassing, but by valuing creativity, when I don't know what to draw, I can tell myself, well, I want to try this different style. I want to try a different color palette. I want to try a different medium. There's constantly a sense of novelty because I'm trying new things. I'm experimenting with my artistic process. And that can range from trying a new medium to using different colors to working in a different style. Creativity is my freedom to do experimentation. Not that I'm an evil scientist, although sometimes with paint I do feel like it. My other value is expression. I started creating art because I had a lot of feelings and a lot of emotions and a lot of things that I was trying to process that at the time I wasn't mature enough to talk about, especially with other adults. People my age didn't understand. So through art, I was able to express a lot of those feelings. Now, as an adult, having expression as a value, I take time to create art that feeds my soul. I mean, my soul does like a lot of carbs, and sometimes I draw my comfort pose, my comfort character, use my favorite color palette. The purpose isn't to make art that's going to be displayed or sold or any of that. Rather, my purpose with the value of expression is to create art that represents an emotion or allows me to process something that has happened recently. Oftentimes when people say your sketchbook doesn't have to be pretty, expression falls under that. Now, my third value is knowledge. And you may be saying, especially with the idea of creativity and expression, Jamie, I want to express things. I have this idea in my head and I simply cannot get it on paper. My art sucks. I hate it. I hate doing art. It's frustrating. And this is where knowledge comes in. So part of my artistic journey is learning new things. And so I want to focus on, say, painting still lives so that I can focus on form and color, getting things proportionately accurate to one another, working on composition, many different elements of art that even though I'm painting fruit or still objects, I can apply those into my webcomic, into things that I do for expression, into things I do just for creativity. In fact, some of my best pieces were because I was trying something new and I was trying to learn something. Whether it was imitating Impressionism, using a different color, using a different approach to doing contrast or black and white. Having knowledge as a value means that I'm going to seek out how to be a better artist. Not because I want to be the best artist, that would be great, but because I want to get better at art. And while I do draw a lot of things for fun, eventually you have to stop putting the hands in the pocket and behind the back. At the end of the day, I ask myself if I'm a successful artist by asking, do I feel fulfilled by my art? And the answer is yes. I'm able to be creative, so I can try different mediums and try different techniques, paint different subject matter. I also have a part-time job working for Painting with a Twist as an artist and instructor. And while it sounds like it would be boring painting pre-made art and teaching people who don't usually paint, it actually comes with another layer of creativity. I have to figure out how I'm going to explain things to people who may not usually paint. And I feel like it's made me a little bit of a better artist because I think more about what I'm doing as an artist. I'm able to do a wide variety of expression, both through personal pieces and in study. And of course, I'm always looking on tips and tricks to become a better artist, how to improve my skills, how to practice my skills. Now, if you would like to learn more about picking values in order to be a little bit happier and to redefine success that way, I highly recommend The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. He talks a lot about when we choose things like I'm going to be happy or I'm going to be rich, then we find that those things really aren't fulfilling, that we want values that determine our choices rather than specific achievements. So knowledge is pretty vague. I can define it a lot of different ways, but as long as I'm improving as an artist and learning more about art, I'm fulfilling that need to learn more and that value of having knowledge. If you found this video helpful, if you like my art talks, be sure to give a like, leave a comment down below on your goals as an artist and what you consider to be successful or not successful. My channel is about art. I have started doing my Reddit art critiques again, and I hope to be making more videos where I talk about art like this. So let me know which video you prefer down in the comments, and I'll check you in the next one.